Veterans Coming Home is made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by Pride Stores.
My transition from the military into civilian life was a fog.
Coming back from deployment and getting out of the Army and coming back home to Massachusetts, that was an adjustment. That was a very difficult adjustment for me.
It was a hard transition for me. I think the biggest challenge was getting over the internal stuff in myself.
I mean, I took all that transitional classes they give you, your resume here and there, but when you get out, it's like, where the hell am I gonna go? I don't know what to do. You're completely lost. You're like, now what?
So it was very, very difficult to try to take yourself out of this active mode of being in a high adrenaline kind of state of mind to just coming back to a place where nothing's going on and no one understands you.
It's hard to turn it off because you're like a machine. You just keep going and going, and everything that you learn, you just, I don't know, for some reason, just keep coming. Experiences, remember people that you lost.
A loud car driving by or anything like that was enough to set me off. Even if I was sleeping, someone getting up to go to the bathroom, I'd be jumping out of bed. Crowds were very difficult.
Sometimes it's not the body that breaks, it's your mind that breaks. Sometimes even your heart breaks.
When I got this apartment, I bought a brand new couch, and by the end of like 2 years, there was just this big indent on one of the side of the couches, because that's where I stayed for 2 years almost. I slept on my couch, I stayed on my couch, I just watched TV. I was really depressed, real isolated, and I couldn't get anyone to understand exactly how I was feeling.
It's hard, people don't see it. People probably see you smiling, but they don't know what is rolling in your head or inside of you.
It's like the private war that I've fought since I've been out of the service.
I had an 11-year-old son at the time who, I was gone for a year. It was hard for him to cope with that, and I think he was testing the waters. We all went out to eat, himself, myself, and his mother. We went out to eat, and I don't know if we had a little argument or whatnot, but he threw a little punch at me, and my instinct was just to dodge it, and I kind of put him in a chokehold. And I'm sitting there, I got this 11-year-old kid in an adult chokehold, and I'm looking at his mother's face of just sheer terror. And so I let go, he's crying, she's kind of upset, and that's when I was like, okay, something's wrong here. I need to go to the VA.
It's really, really challenging to find a job outside. Transfers your experience, everything that you have done, courses, and when you get out, it's like, you don't got nothing, my friend.
I think I had well over 149 credits, college credits, which is enough for a degree in my time of serving, but I think that at the end of the day, 9 credit hours transferred.
I actually thought every skill I learned was going to be transferable to the civilian world. Never once did I even remotely think that any of my military service wouldn't be beneficial to anything I did in the civilian community.
I was doing things in the Air Force that registered nurses cannot do in the civilian world. And then after I got out of the Air Force, I mean, I was barely allowed to even draw blood.
They just look at you like, we can't take this. Well, do you need a civilian certification for this?
It just blew my mind. It was so frustrating, and I had to take a job outside the career that I wanted. And with 21 years, it's like, how do you go from this to this?
It's hard. I even got getting food stamps. And never in my life I got food stamp, ever.
And exasperated, I just got onto the computer and I Googled help for veterans, essentially. And I learned about the Office of Veteran Services in the city of North Adams. And I was on the other side of that counter looking for help, saying, I'm trying to find work. I'm essentially homeless. I'm penniless. What can we do? Is there any hope for me?
Find me a good job. Finishing my bachelor's degree in business administration. Is that everybody's dream?
if a veteran comes to see me and needs help in this office, I can honestly say, I know how you feel. Because I've been there, man. I've really been there. There's nothing worse than going to see somebody and asking for help, and this person has never known what it means to be hungry, has never known what it means to wonder where they're going to sleep that night, or how they're going to pay the rent. And going, oh, I know how you feel, or I feel bad for you, or something like that. I can honestly say, yeah, I have slept in the back of my car before.
One of the organizations that I applied for actually asked, how do you think somebody who is former military would fit in this organization? My answer was simply, we fit anywhere because we're adaptable.
When I got out of the Marine Corps in '01, out of active duty, I was able to go to a company and kind of see their process of how they were doing things and totally change it to save time, to save effort, and it went well, and I just couldn't believe that no one had thought of it before. But that's that military training is, work smarter, not harder.
We all have management and leadership skills. We all have learned the same type of jobs as everybody else. But I was very surprised that that was actually even a thought.
Why does this happen? That's an impossible thing to answer, I believe, because everybody's situation is unique.
And I didn't use all the resources out there. I never went to a veteran service officer, VSO, out in our town. We had one in Belchertown, believe it or not. Belchertown, Mass had one, and I never used it.
I think there are a lot of resources out there. I think the problem is sometimes they're hard to find.
One thing that I didn't realize until I'd been out probably about 6 or 7 months is that the military is a different culture.
The bonds that are formed, during conflict can never be broken.
But when you get out of the military, the brotherhood of I've got your back is no longer there, because now you are literally on your own, and you are given freedom in a way when you get out of the military to pursue your own goals and to do whatever you want. And that's very scary, because for 4, 8 years, or however long somebody served for, that was given to them. And now it's all on you. And that's how I find out a lot of times, or that's how I encounter a lot of times, homeless veterans, because they can't find a job, or they have issues that they're dealing with based on what they experienced when they were in the Army or the Marines or Navy or whatever, and don't know how to deal with them, and are either too afraid to ask or embarrassed to ask. That's one thing I get a lot, is folks that are embarrassed. I don't want to ask for help. I don't want to take anything away from the other guy. And I set these guys straight right away. Listen, don't you feel bad. That's what it's there for. We can pay a veteran, or we can pay to fix the road, or pay to fix the bridge, or pay for this, that, and the other thing. How do we make a determination on where that money goes? I think that's a good thing to give some of it to the veterans. I really do. It's difficult to find justification for an argument otherwise.
Veterans Coming Home is made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by Pride Stores. WGBY is proud to partner with the VA Central Western Massachusetts, Soldier On, and the Bilingual Veterans Outreach Centers of Massachusetts to support veterans in their successful transition to civilian life. Information at wgby.veteranscominghome.org.